Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. This is the Sim Wrap Market National Series season finale here from Homestead, Miami Speedway. Getting ready to crown a champion. We see those four drivers highlighted in yellow here tonight. That's Warren Kyle Keith, Cedric Hunter, Craig Lautenschlager, Jason Hastings. Those four drivers are going to be battling it out for a championship, winner take all, and they don't necessarily have to win the race. The driver of those four who finishes the highest will be your season champion here tonight from Homestead, Miami. You see currently Cedric Hunter, the fastest on the racetrack. Craig Lautenschlager, second fastest. Then you have Warren Kyle Keith, third fastest. Jason Hastings back there in ninth. But it doesn't matter about practice. It's all about what you do in the race. And here at Homestead, Miami, a lot of things can happen. We see Craig Lautenschlager out on the racetrack right now, coming down the backstretch into turn number 3. A very unique racetrack here at Homestead, Miami. And that is because there are multiple different lines you can run. You see Lautenschlager, well, he's running that low lane because he's coming down on the pit road. Chris Bishop here, though, running right up against the wall in turns 1 and 2. And there's two schools of thought here at Homestead, Miami. You can either run that low lane or that high lane. A lot of guys like to run right up against the wall. I find personally, the way I find this track the fastest is low in 1 and 2 and against the wall in 3 and 4. But we're going to see which way prevails here tonight and who can keep the tires on the race car as well. Tonight, we see the weather. Let's take a look at that weather here tonight. Air temperature 80 degrees, 75 or 73% humidity, partly cloudy. With that track temperature, you can see 94 degrees. Even though it's cloudy, the track temperature is up there just a little bit. And that can raise those tire temperatures as well, cause these cars to get really, really tight here. There's a couple other things you got to watch out at this racetrack as we'll ride along here with Chris Bishop. Runs that low side in turns 1 and 2. Right when you exit, right about here, there's a really big bump that can upset the cars. And you can see those cars getting really, really sideways coming off of turn number 2, so watch for that here tonight as well. Turn number 2 can be a trouble point, as well as coming down on the pit road. It's a very unique pit road to come onto because the wall just kind of juts out there as you come off of turn number 4, and as you leave pit road, you actually have to run on an access road. So leaving pit road, especially under green, can be treacherous. There is no speed limit down on that pit road exit, but it's really easy to get out of shape down there and cause some problems. So watch for that here tonight as well. As we can see, we've got just a couple of minutes. I know it says 22 minutes up on the ticker there, but qualifying is going to get underway in about 2 minutes. So of course I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, over on Kick or Twitch. We do appreciate you guys tuning in all season long. It's been a fun one. I can't believe it's over, even though it's been such a long season. But man, it's been one heck of a ride from start to finish. So looking forward to closing this one out. Unfortunately, as you know, the Sim Wrap Market National Series will be disbanding at the end of this race. But hopefully the teams, as you see Bishop coming down on the pit road, using that tough pit road to get onto, as I mentioned. As I said, the league is disbanding, but hopefully the teams can figure something out. Hopefully we'll be back with you at some point again. I do know that we will have the iRacing Northern Super Series starting back up in December here on Sunday night, so you can tune in for that. Of course, we got racing almost every night again now. We have Monday nights with Thunderstruck, Tuesday night with the Doghouse Racing League, Wednesday night and Thursday night both have Thunderstruck, and again we'll have the iRacing Northern Super Series starting back up here in just a couple weeks. In the chat we see the DBR logo and the Let's Go logo over on Twitch, so we know who they're pulling for here tonight. Drinking Brothers Racing. We see Cedric Hunter, who is our current fastest car, having a little issues there. And how about Lawson Peel? We haven't seen him out on the racetrack in a few weeks, and he's in here tonight trying to play spoiler. Again, the race winner does not have to, or the championship winner, excuse me, does not have to win the race here tonight. They just have to be the highest finishing of the four. And there was a little bit of drama last week at the conclusion of last race. We did see the little bit of an intentional wreck that the admin saw involving Eric Schaefer and Warren Kyle Keith. And unfortunately, that disqualified Schaefer from the final four here. So, but he's out here on the racetrack here tonight, trying to play spoiler and get the win in the final race of the Sim Wrap Market National Series. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Also want to thank all of our great partners here that make this possible. Of course, we have simwrapmarket.com, your series sponsor. iRacing Paints made easy. Since their inception, they've always dedicated themselves to providing high-quality products and services to their customers. Check them out at the link down below at simwrapmarket.com and get yourself a race here, a nice paint for yourself here from Sim Wrap Market. Of course, our great partner over at Butt Kicker as well. Butt Kicker is a well-known leader and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out something right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. Of course, if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, check out our website over at intensityracing.com and get a quote today. Or if you want to pick up one of Atman Reese's racing gear as well, you can check it over there. We have some novelty tees as well. So check it all out over at simwrapmarket.com. See Eric Schaefer, the first driver to make his way out on the racetrack, right up against the wall, coming through turns 3 and 4. Across the stripe to take the green flag on his first of 2 laps. Jason Hastings just made his way out on the racetrack as well. Jesse Whittington getting ready to get his qualifying attempt underway. Same with Chris Bishop. As Schaefer comes off of turn number 4, comes back down to the stripe, his first lap. We'll put him up on the pole currently, as he is the first driver to set a lap. Running the low side through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, see if he runs the high side here through turns 3 and 4. No, he's going to go right down to the bottom for turns 3 and 4. Coming down to the stripe. And Schaefer is going to turn a 33.59 on his second lap. Here's Chris Bishop coming through turns 3 and 4, also working the low side here. He's got to come down here across the stripe. It's going to be good enough for third currently. Jesse Whittington runs a 34.06, currently in second, and a big gap there between first and second currently, almost a half second. Don't forget your playoff drivers will be highlighted in that bright yellow, safety yellow almost color there, so you'll know where your playoff drivers are at all times as Chris Bishop comes down across the stripe. And Jesse Whittington goes up to the top of the leaderboard with a 33.48. Another one of your playoff 4, championship 4 hopefuls here. Cedric Hunter coming off of turn number 4 to start his first of 2 laps. Greg Lautenschlager also coming off of turn number 4. Two more playoff drivers, or championship contenders, getting their qualifying underway. See Hunter using that high side here through turns 3 and 4. He comes across the stripe, his first lap is going to put him up into the 3rd position. Greg Lautenschlager is going to go 3rd now and knock Hunter back into 4th. And 3 teammates in the final 4 here tonight. Cedric Hunter, Greg Lautenschlager, Warren Kyle Keith, all part of DTH Racing. As Hunter comes across the stripe, he's going to go up to the pole. Lautenschlager is going to slide into 3rd. And so far, we've got about 5 minutes left here in qualifying. We still have about half the field left to qualify. Warren Kyle Keith, Craig Parks, Logan Sturgeon, Brandon Banks, Josh Lokovitz, Lawson Peel, Brad Titus, all left to qualify with about 4 minutes and 45 seconds. We'll talk about Homestead, Miami. We know the history of this track has been quite unique. Originally started off as a mini Indy, as a separate 4-corner Indy-esque shaped track, only 1.5 miles long instead of the 2.5 miles that Indianapolis is. Then in 1999, they reshaped this track into the oval that it is today, made continuous turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Also one of the first tracks to really use that progressive banking. And that's what makes this track so unique, because the bottom of the track may be the shorter way around, but it's also the flatter way around, where right up against the wall, you'll have a lot more banking up there. As you see Warren Kyle Keith coming out onto the racetrack. So yeah, the banking here in the turns, 18 degrees on the bottom lane, 20 degrees on the top lane. 2 degrees doesn't seem like it would be a lot, but at the speeds these drivers are running, that is quite a bit. And it can be the difference between being able to hold it almost full throttle up on that high side, or having to wait to get back to the throttle on the low side. Warren Kyle Keith right up against the outside wall. Coming off of turn number 4. Down to the stripe. His first lap's going to be good enough for 5th. Also, you'll see these guys running up against the wall, because just like in real life, iRacing has done a great job of modeling the air. As you see the 21 really loose there off of turn number 2. iRacing has done a great job of modeling the air, and looks like Keith's going to call it quits after that first lap. And they've modeled that air bubble that these cars create right up against the wall. So if you can enter the corner just right and get right up against the wall the right distance, the car will just kind of ride that air bubble around the corner off the wall, and it feels amazing. So you might watch these guys kind of run that that high lane, try to get right up against the wall, kind of like you see Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and them guys do in the Cup Series. Try to take advantage of that bubble of air. So we got about a minute, just over a minute and a half here left in qualifying. Most of these drivers have got their qualifying attempt in. However, it doesn't look like they're going to have much time to get the rest of the laps in here tonight. So we're going to get ready for 130 laps here tonight. Stages are going to be laps 30 and 60, which is going to give these guys green flag pit stops on their stage, unless we have a couple incidents here. So we'll see how those green flag stops work. And before we get underway here, we're going to go have a quick word from our series sponsor. As qualifying has now come to an end, let's take a look here at our starting grid from Homestead Miami Speedway. And on pole here tonight will be the 1 of Cedric Hunter. The 13 of Cedric Hunter. Jesse Whittington in the 94 starting in position number 2. Row 2 will be the 77 of Craig Lautenschlager to the inside. Eric Schaefer on the outside. Warren Kyle Keith qualifies 5th. He'll be greeted with Christopher Bishop to his outside in position number 6. Jason Hastings rolls off 7th here tonight with Lawson Peel in the 8th position. Row 5 will find Brandon Banks and Logan Sturgeon, followed by Craig Parks and Josh Lokovitz in row number 6. And rounding out the field here in row number 7 will be the 8 of Brad Titus. Also, I think I mentioned Craig Parks and Josh Lokovitz in row number 6, but I just want to make sure I did say that. As the field grids up here on pit road. Just waiting for the last car to join the grid. And then the pace car will roll off onto the racetrack, and we'll get ready for 130 laps here to crown a champion from Homestead Miami Speedway. We've seen a couple of chats here. It goes, Brad Titus says, I'd like to thank you for doing everything you've done this year. Really appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate you guys putting on a great show. Looking for another great show here tonight from Homestead Miami. I couldn't do this without all the drivers, so I want to take a moment to thank each and all the drivers who have put on the races each and every week. It's been a blast all season long. I've really enjoyed getting to know these guys, getting to watch these guys race, and looking forward to crowning a champion here tonight, which is what it's all about. See Jesse Whittington pulls up onto the racetrack, and that's what we're going to see. The outside row going to jump up onto the racetrack. The inside row looks like they are on the racetrack too. Sometimes they go down the access road, like you see Warren Kyle Keith going down this access road, which under green flag stops and yellow flag stops, any stops, these drivers are going to have to come off a pit road on the access road. Issues for Brad Titus. He was just talking in the chat. Looks like he had a little issues on that access road. As the field makes their way into turns 3 and 4, we get ready to drop the green flag on this season finale to crown a champion here tonight in the Sim Wrap Market National Series here on Intensity Broadcasting. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. They come down to take the green flag, and we are racing here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Down into turn number 1. Cedric Hunter on the inside. Jesse Whittington already way up the track on the high side as they exit turn number 2. One car up into the wall already. That looked like the Bishop machine. In contact with the outside wall. He's going to fall all the way back to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Warren Kyle Keith already up a spot into the 4th position. He's working to the inside of Eric Schaefer as they go down into turn number 1. Craig Wattenschlager right there as well. Another one of our championship hopefuls trying to work his way up the race, up through the field as they come off of turn number 2. And the side-by-side continues is now the 55 of Lawson Peel to the outside of Warren Kyle Keith. And Keith and Schaefer back side-by-side. Schaefer really pinching down that 21 off of turn number 4. That's going to give a big run here to Lawson Peel down into turn number 1. Warren Kyle Keith knows it's a long race. We've got 130 laps here tonight. We're just on lap number 3. Looks like Keith's going to kind of settle in for a little bit as Jesse Whittington having some struggles here, falling backwards as Craig Wattenschlager moves up into the 2nd position. And here comes Eric Schaefer down to the inside of Wattenschlager. Side by side off of turn number 4. Wattenschlager's going to have a big run here as they come down the front stretch, but it looks like Schaefer actually going to get the position there. Normally that high lane, you get a great run off the corner, but Schaefer and Peel both go by the 77 of Wattenschlager, and Warren Kyle Keith right back there as well. Wattenschlager and Keith both teammates, but right now they're not teammates as here comes Keith. I thought he was going to take a look down to the inside of Wattenschlager. He thought better of it. Meanwhile, their teammate Cedric Hunter currently out in front and running away from Eric Schaefer in 2nd. And now Warren Kyle Keith takes a look back down to the inside of Craig Wattenschlager as they come off of turn number 2. And teammates side by side coming down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Great battle door to door, side by side for the 4th position. Again, just like in NASCAR, the rules are the highest finishing playoff driver. Those are the drivers that are highlighted in yellow on the tower. Whichever one of those 4 finishes the highest will be your champion. Right now we see Cedric Hunter out in front. Starting to pull away just a little bit from the rest of the field as we see these 5 cars under a blanket coming off of turn number 4. Lawson Peel about to be under attack from Warren Kyle Keith. As Keith takes a look down to the inside of Peel. Peel's going to have that high lane advantage and gets a run on Eric Schaefer coming down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Peel down on the low side. Schaefer up on the high side as they make their way off of turn number 4. And you can see that high lane advantage that Schaefer's got. He's going to work to the outside of Peel as they come off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch and into turn number 1. They have caught Cedric Hunter. Schaefer's starting to get that high lane dialed in as he works off of turn number 2 to the outside of Cedric Hunter as they come down the backstretch towards turn number 3. And Eric Schaefer is going to take over the lead here tonight. As now Lawson Peel's worked up to that high lane. He's got a run on Cedric Hunter. He's going to take over the 2nd spot. And again, Hunter does not have to win this race. All Cedric Hunter has to do is finish ahead of the other 3 championship hopefuls, and he will be crowned season champion. going to watch these guys in front of him kind of burn off their tires. It looks like he's kind of gone into a little bit of a conservation mode. These tires are good for about 10 to 15 laps. Then they really start to fall off, and we'll see the speeds drop off tremendously. I mean, we're already starting to see that now, as Eric Schaefer's fastest lap of the race was a 33.65. Last time by, ran a 34.07. So already we're seeing about a half second of fall off. Same thing for Cedric Hunter, ran a 34.13. His last lap, his best lap, was a 33.58. So already we're seeing that fall off come into play as Warren Kyle Keith now runs on the back bumper of his teammate, Cedric Hunter. Again, you're seeing the multiple lines. You see Jesse Whittington running that high lane through turns 1 and 2. Cedric Hunter, Warren Kyle Keith run the low line, where your leader's kind of running up in that second lane. So that's the wonderful thing about here at Homestead, Miami. Multiple different grooves, multiple different lines that you can run, and we're going to see that all race long. Drivers searching around for grip. As Jesse Whittington looks like he's making a move down to the inside of Craig Lautenschlager. Off of turn number 4. They'll be side by side, and this is a battle for the 5th position. You look off the back bumper of Cedric Hunter. He's got Warren Kyle Keith right there in the tire tracks. Here, how gingerly Cedric Hunter has to get back to the throttle. Isn't able to go full throttle immediately. Here, I'm working that throttle up off the corner, trying to keep from lighting up those back tires. As Lawson Peel is now taking over the lead of the race, and he is pulling away from second place Eric Schaefer. He's got almost a half-second lead as they come down to start lap number 15. We are halfway through our first stage. This battle is continuing between Jesse Whittington and Craig Lautenschlager. Almost a little bit of contact there. That was a close call. Lautenschlager almost hit the left rear quarter panel of the 94, but tight racing here at Homestead, Miami, off of turn number 4. Lautenschlager just trying to keep pace with our leaders right now. Trying to run down Eric Schaefer and Cedric Hunter, as we see Jesse Whittington up into the outside wall. Got a little over jumped that air cushion. And he's going to get passed once again by Craig Lautenschlager. See Josh Lokovitz coming into the picture now. Last week he showed a lot of short run speed, was not able to keep the tires on that car. It looks like this tonight though, he's worked on saving those tires a little bit. Starting to run down some of our top drivers. As Warren Kyle Keith and Cedric Hunter continue to run 3rd and 4th. Keith going to take a look down to the inside here. Not quite close enough to make that move happen. While that's going on, Eric Schaefer has run back down our leader, Lawson Peel. What was a half-second lead a few minutes ago. Now they are side by side for the lead. Schaefer down on the low side, Lawson Peel up on the high side. As they go battling side by side, that's allowing Cedric Hunter and Warren Kyle Keith to pull right back up into this battle for the top spot. Right along here with Lawson Peel. Same thing, you're hearing him modulate the throttle coming off the corner. Trying to keep those back tires from lighting up as here comes Eric Schaefer looking down to the low side. Not able to make that move stick. And Eric Schaefer won our season opener. Can he win the season finale here at Homestead, Miami? Started off at Daytona, winning in Florida. Can he win in Florida again? As they come down to make it 10 laps to go here in the stage. Side by side for the lead yet again, but Lawson Peel has that great run there on the high side. There's almost some contact there between Schaefer and Peel. Peel able to hold on currently to that top spot. Here comes Schaefer, though, back on the low side. Still not able to make that stick as we see Warren Kyle Keith now starting to fall off of Cedric Hunter, who's running in the third position, and watching these two battle it out. He's creeping up into the picture as Lawson Peel and Eric Schaefer continue to battle door to door, side by side, down into turn number 3. Schaefer able to start the pull ahead, but then Peel is able to drive off the corner, but this time Eric Schaefer able to clear Lawson Peel down into turn number 1. Cedric Hunter right there in third. Trying to join this battle. Now he's going to look down to the inside of Lawson Peel for the second position. And again, stage points do not matter here tonight. It's going to be all about who finishes the highest. Cedric Hunter, ooh, look at that move as Lawson Peel cuts across the nose of Cedric Hunter to take a look down to the inside of Eric Schaefer as they go door to door, side by side through turns 3 and 4. As we have 5 laps left in the stage. And Cedric Hunter going to have to tuck back in line behind Eric Schaefer as Schaefer takes another look down to the inside of Lawson Peel. But for now, Peel able to hold on to that top spot as Eric Schaefer has lost a little bit of ground to the 55. And Cedric Hunter takes a look down to the inside of Eric Schaefer off of turn number 4. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch towards turn number 1. They're trying to use the shorter way around as Eric Schaefer in that high line to try to keep the momentum up off the corner. These two have been battling with each other all season long. Ooh, Eric Schaefer got up into the wall just a little bit. That's going to allow Cedric Hunter to get right on by Schaefer, move himself up into the second position. Wow, a little further back, we've got a battle here between Brandon Banks and Josh Lokovitz. This is better the 7th position. And right in front of him, we see Jesse Whittington. As the battle for the lead is starting to heat up now, Cedric Hunter on the low side, Lawson Peel up on the high side. We're coming to the final laps of the stage. Lawson Peel out in front. Cedric Hunter, again, stage points do not matter here tonight. As they come off of turn number 4. They're not able to get down to the inside. So go down into turn number 1. This is the final lap of the stage. I take that back. There's the yellow for the stage. So Lawson Peel will be your stage winner. Cedric Hunter going to come in second. Eric Schaefer in third. Warren Kyle Keith fourth. Craig Watschlager back in fifth. As the field comes around to catch the pace car, we will get ready for some green flag stops. Lawson Peel getting your stage win here in our season finale from Homestead, Miami. So Lawson Peel going to lead the entire field down pit road. Cedric Hunter are going to have that first pit stall. That can be a huge advantage here at Homestead, Miami, because you can see how close he is to that green cone. That is the end of pit road. Lawson Peel looks like he's going to get off pit road first. And Cedric Hunter just barely beats Eric Schaefer off of pit road. That's what it looked like to me. We'll have to see what the official timing and scoring is as the field makes their way off of the access road onto the backstretch. And while we get ready to go back green flag racing, we'll have a word here from our series sponsor. Again, we want to thank SimWrap Market for coming along, joining along this season, coming aboard, being our series sponsor. Of course, we couldn't do this without them. Check out the link below if you want to check out simwrapmarket.com. But we are coming to the choose this time. As the field makes their way off of turn number 4, we'll get that choose up here for you. Of course, Lost and Peel are going to dive down to the bottom. So we'll have Lost and Peel on the inside. Eric Schaefer in position number 2 on the restart. Cedric Hunter to the inside of Craig Lautenschlager. Then Warren Kyle Keith back in row number 5. Jesse Whittington in 6th. Brandon Banks and Josh Lokovitz back in row number 4. Jason Hastings and Brad Titus in row number 5. Chris Bishop and Craig Parks in the back of the field. We're starting to see the sun go down. These drivers are going to have to deal with that sunset soon as we work into the darkness here tonight at Homestead, Miami. Pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. As they approach the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Homestead, Miami. And side by side, door to door, Lawson Peel and Eric Schaefer. They are 3 wide, a little further back. Warren Kyle Keith, Craig Lautenschlager, and Jesse Whittington were all 3 wide just a moment ago. They were able to sort it out here as the field makes their way off of turn number 4. And Eric Schaefer is going to retake the lead here on lap number 36. Warren Kyle Keith now looking down to the inside of Jesse Whittington. Whittington way up on that high lane. Door-to-door, side-by-side, coming down the backstretch towards turn number 3, where Whittington's going to have that advantage from that run on the high side. He's going to go right back up there and see if he can move himself up towards the front as they come off of turn number 4. Right along here with Jesse Whittington. You see just how close he is to that outside wall. And you can see the run that he gets off the corner. Just back out of it. Didn't really have the run on Cedric Hunter, but here he is right back to that high side again. Ooh, that time he gets up into the wall just a little bit. That's going to allow Warren Kyle Keith to look back down to the inside of Whittington as they go down into turn number 1. Kyle Keith still trying to work that inside. Ooh, big wiggle out of Cedric Hunter there, right in front of Warren Kyle Keith. As they're about to go 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Whittington going to pull out ahead of Hunter and Warren Kyle Keith. Again, this is a battle for your championship right here between Keith and Hunter. Well, Craig Lautenschlager sits right there in the 7th position, just 2 spots back. this battle continues. Meanwhile, up front, Eric Schaefer, as we've seen already, Clean Air pulling away from Lawson Peel. And Lawson Peel about to be under attack from the 94 of Jesse Whittington, still running that high lane. Continuing to march forward. We're about 20 laps away from the end of the second stage. Brandon Banks right here in the mix now, coming in to join this party of Warren Kyle Keith and Cedric Hutter. Great paddles all over the track, and while we got a little break in the action, we're going to do a little thing I like to call pump up the intensity. Sights and sounds of these cars running full bore, full song around Homestead Miami Speedway. And you see Warren Kyle Keith starting to run back down the 94 of Jesse Whittington. He's got Cedric Hunter and Brandon Banks in tow. Greg Lautenschlager right there in the mix as well. Brandon Banks now taking a look up to the high side of Cedric Hunter as they come down off of turn number 2. And Jesse Whittington, after running all those fast laps up on that high side, starting to fade a little bit here. He's got Craig Lautenschlager looking down to the inside of the 94. Lautenschlager, though, not able to complete the pass. Touch back in line and takes another look at it here. Down to the inside through turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, battle for the lead shaping up between Eric Schaefer and Lawson Peel. Schaefer moves down to the inside this time. Tries to block the 55 a little bit as they come off of turn number 4. further behind this, we see side by side now between Cedric Hunter and Warren Kyle Keith. This is a battle for the championship. They are side by side, door to door off of turn number 2. Back up to the lead. Schaefer up on the high side. Peel down on the low side as they come down off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch. Peel tucks back in line behind Eric Schaefer. We have 10 laps left in the stage. Peel this time runs up to the high side. Try to get a run down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Ooh, Schaefer catches the wall just a little bit. That allows Lawson Peel to pull out ahead and take over the lead here on lap number 51. However, here comes Schaefer back down to the inside. Trying to take that lead back as they come off of turn number 4. Oh, some contact between Peel and Schaefer. Able to keep it going, though, in the right direction. And now both drivers going to move up to the high lane through turns 1 and 2. Because of all that side-by-side running, you can see that Cedric Hunter starting to make up a little bit of ground on our leaders. Come off of turn number 4. That time by, it looks like Hunter made up a little bit more time, almost 0.02 of a second. Starting to eat into the leader's lead. Oh, big moment for Lawson Peel. Now he looks down to the inside of Eric Schaefer. As they come off of turn number 4, and Peel is going to retake the lead, but here comes Schaefer back down to the inside. To take that lead away again. Meanwhile, another side-by-side battle here between Warren Kyle Keith and Brandon Banks. Look here off the back bumper of Warren Kyle Keith. Another one of the DBR cars. Trying to play spoiler here tonight. As Banks looks back down to the inside of Warren Kyle Keith, he's going to try to take away this 4th spot, and he will complete the pass here off of turn number 4. Meanwhile, back up front, Lawson Peel retakes the lead as Eric Schaefer continues to try to find a way around that 55. While these two are battling it out again, Cedric Hunter continues to creep into the picture. So we have 3 laps left in the stage. Now Lawson Peel starting to pull away a little bit. As I say that, here comes Eric Schaefer back looking down to the inside. Schaefer looking for that advantage off of turn number 2. Here comes Cedric Hunter, though. He's right there in the tire tracks, looking down to the inside of Eric Schaefer. They're door to door, side by side off of turn number 4. Drag race down the front stretch towards turn number 1. Last lap of the stage. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Cedric and Schaefer. Cedric wisely backs out of it. And that's going to give Schaefer one last opportunity to try to pass Lawson Peel to win the stage. Again, stage points don't mean anything. As they come down across the stripe, and Lawson Peel is going to win stage number 2. Should see that caution flag fly as they come off of turn number 2 here. Here it is. Lawson Peel wins stage number 2. Eric Schaefer in second. Cedric Hunter, Brandon Banks, and Warren Kyle Keith. Your top 5. Craig Watchlager, Jesse Whittington, Josh Lokovitz, Jason Hastings, Craig Parks, Chris Bishop, and Brad Titus round out the field here. As they make their way around the racetrack to come pick up the pace car. We'll get ready for our second round of stage break pit stops. We'll make our way to our final run towards the championship here tonight from Homestead, Miami. Lawson Peel leads the field down on the pit road. I imagine we'll see 4 tire stops for everybody here. I don't think anybody's going to gamble here this early in the race, as we are just about halfway. Lawson Peel off first. Eric Schaefer. Ooh, it's going to be tight who got off there at the front here. Cedric Hunter's going to come off third. Brandon Banks in fourth. Craig Lautenschlager in fifth. Warren Kyle Keith loses spot, falls back to sixth. Josh Lokovitz, Jason Hastings, and Craig Parks. That's going to be all about what happens here at the Choose. And while we've got a moment, let's have a word here again from our series sponsor. So as we come down here get ready for the choose this time by. We'll see where our leaders decide to line up here for this final, what could be our final restart of the night. Of course, we know Homestead Miami is known for green flag racing here on iRacing. We'll get our choose cone up on the screen for you. See where everybody chooses here. It looks like Lawson Peel to the outside, Schaefer and Hunter to the inside. It's going to put Banks to the outside. Warren Kyle Keith looked like he took the inside lane. That's Eric Schaefer to the inside. Lawson Peel to the outside. Row 2 will be Cedric Hunter and Brendan Banks. Warren Kyle Keith to the inside of Craig Lautenschlager on the outside. We see Josh Lokovitz and Jason Hastings, our 4th playoff championship hopeful here, back in the 8th spot. Chris Bishop to the outside of Craig Parks, then Jesse Whittington and Brad Titus in the final row. As we are getting ready for what could be our final restart of the season here tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway. Pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn. On the pit road, down to the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is back in the air. Field makes their way back down towards turn number 1. Great jump from Lawson Peel. But Brandon Banks going to sit right back there in that second position. Oh, big wiggle for Eric Schaefer down in turn number 2. He's got Warren Kyle Keith to the outside. Cedric Hunter right there in the back as, ooh, we see Keith wash up the track here off of turn number 4. Schaefer's going to slide into that 4th position. And currently Craig Lautenschlager runs in 3rd, and he will currently be your championship leader as we just passed the halfway point here tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway. Kyle Keith back down to the inside of Cedric Hunter. We're going to use that middle lane. Here comes Jesse Whittington up on that high lane. Big run for the 94 off of turn number 4. Down into turn 1. Going to use that high lane yet again. See that run that Jesse gets off of turn number 2 down to the inside now of Cedric Hunter, and he's going to take that position away and move Whittington up into the 5th position. Cedric Hunter, they're going to cross him over here, back down to the inside for turn number 1. Continue to run door to door, side by side. Now Cedric Hunter's going to tuck down into the 6th position and go right back down to the inside. Try to see if he can get around Jesse Whittington. We know Whittington had so much speed on fresh tires in that second run, and we're seeing that again out of him. But then he fell back pretty quickly, so we'll have to see if the same thing happens here, or if he learned anything as he's running right in the tire tracks of Eric Schaefer. Now here comes Cedric Hunter around Whittington. And back into the 5th position. Josh Lokovitz now looking down to the inside of Jesse Whittington, but not able to complete that pass as the battle for the lead is starting to heat up just a little bit. So Lawson Field has a mirror full of Brandon Banks as they come down into turn number 3. Pit stop here. Brad Titus down on pit road, and don't know if he's got some damage on that machine. Looks like he's down and away. We'll see if he's got some damage to the right front. Looks like he's got some damage to the right front of that machine. Maybe not, just a pit stop for the 8 machine. Looks like he's been on and off of pit road a couple times already. As now Craig Lautenschlager has run down Lawson Field and Brandon Banks. And Eric Schaefer now battling side by side with Josh Lokovitz, who's up on that high lane. And again, last week, Josh Lokovitz showed a lot of speed on the short run. Looks like he's showing that again here tonight as he's moved up into the 4th position. Currently up 8 spots from where he started. Meanwhile, right behind, we've seen Eric Schaefer and Cedric Hunter battling for what is the 5th position, and Hunter's going to take that position away. Schaefer moves right back to the rear bumper of the 13 machine as they go down into turn 1. Josh Lokovitz now up on the high side as Hunter tries to work around the 79 of Josh Lokovitz. Now Eric Schaefer trying to get a run here going down into turn number 3. I think Schaefer's a little bit faster than the 13, almost gets up into the back of Cedric Hunter, tries to give him a little nudge there. We go down into turn number 1, and Schaefer now has Josh Lokovitz back down to the inside, trying to take that position back away. Battle side by side between Lokovitz and Schaefer. Meanwhile, up front, it's a 3-way battle for the lead, as Lawson Field has Brandon Banks and Craig Lautenschlager right there in his tire marks. At the same time, they are coming up on the lap car of Brad Titus. Brad doing everything he can to try to stay ahead of the leaders. In case the caution wasn't come out, he'd be able to get his lap back. Lawson Field running down that 8 machine as we are quickly approaching 50 laps to go. Now green flag pit stops will take place. I believe these cars can go about 45 to 50 laps on fuel. Everybody was just back on or down on pit road on lap 61. imagine we'll start seeing cars come down pit road. I imagine somewhere around lap 90 try to split this final run in half. Actually, it'd be more than that. We'd have to go, I'm going to say probably between 90 and 95 we'll start to see cars making their way down on the pit road as Brandon Banks continues to run right on the back bumper. I heard one car up into the outside wall. Don't know who it was. But we stay green. So Craig Parks is all over the back bumper of Jason Hastings, and Warren Kyle Keith back here as well. Not quite sure what happened to Keith in this final run. If he's got some damage, or if he's just been overdriving the car, or maybe he's trying to save something for later as we see our first drivers coming down pit road. It looks like it's Jesse Whittington, and I see a lot of damage to the front end of that machine. So not quite sure what happened to Whittington. He's coming down pit road for service and possibly getting a little bit of damage fixed up as well. Top three still lined up nose to tail down through turns 1 and 2. Yeah, Jesse Whittington's been stationary for over 40 seconds now, so definitely getting some damage fixed on that 94 machine. It's going to take him out of contention for the race win. But your top three right here. Lawson Peel, Brandon Banks, Craig Lautenschlager. Lautenschlager just kind of having a solid run here, trying to stay out of trouble and keep Cedric Hunter, who's back in fourth, behind him. As we take a look at our playoff drivers, and our championship drivers, I should say. We've got the 77 of Craig Lautenschlager, currently runs in the third position, but being scored as the highest of the championship four. Cedric Hunter sits back in fourth, but currently second in the championship picture. Warren Kyle Keith way back in seventh, down with Craig Parks third in the championship picture as he comes across the stripe. And then Jason Hastings back in the ninth position. But we still have, next time they come by, we'll have 45 laps to go. So plenty of time plenty of time for our drivers to make something happen here. Ooh, Craig Parks almost got into the back of Warren Kyle Keith. Down into turn number 1. And move Craig Parks up into the 7th position. Back up front, Lawson Peel starting to pull away from Brandon Banks, sitting back in second. But the real picture right now is Cedric Hunter is running down Craig Lautenschlager for the championship. And you can see the last 4 laps, Hunter's been quite a bit quicker than that 77 machine. But once again, we do have green flag pit stops coming up momentarily. That can change the entire picture here as well. One driver has a bad pit stop, slides through their pit stall, speeds on pit road. Anything can happen here under green. As you see, Cedric Hunter's still a little bit quicker that time by. Otherwise, for the most part, things kind of settling down and quiet here. We come across the straight to start lap number 89 of 130. Taking a look off the back bumper here, watch line, you see that sunset in the background. Those drivers have to deal with that sun coming off of turn number 2 down the front stretch. You can see that sunshine leaving through the fence there, through the grandstands. And from the driver's eye, that is not a fun feeling to have to stay through that. In fact, we can go ahead and take a look from the driver's eye here of Greg Watschlager. You see exactly what he sees coming off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch. As the sun begins to set here in Miami, Lawson Peel continues to pull away from Brandon Banks as Cedric Hunter continues to run down Craig Watschlager for the championship lead. 40 laps to go here at Homestead Miami Speedway. It's been about 30 laps since everybody's been down on pit road last. So again, I should expect pit stops within the next 10 laps or so. Once one driver comes down pit road, it's going to force everybody to come down pit road, just because of how much faster new tires are. And to put that into perspective, last time by, Jesse Whittington, who just pit a few laps ago, ran a 33.8, where our leaders are running 34.8s. So almost a full second faster, and Jesse's got a little bit of damage to the nose of that car as well. Our fastest lap of the race was run by Eric Schaefer. It was a 33.43. And now we're seeing our leaders running 34.80s. So over a second of fall off. And Cedric Hunter has now made his way around Craig Watschlager to take over the championship lead. He's going to set his sights on Brandon Banks because Cedric Hunter wants to win not just the championship here tonight, but the race as well. Further back, we see some battle here between Warren, Kyle, Keith, here's Jesse Whittington, who is on those fresher tires. And this really gives you an idea of the difference the fresh tires have as we see Whittington get up into the outside wall. But just how much speed he's able to carry up on that high side with those fresh tires. Cedric Hunter is pulling away from Craig Lautenschlager and starting to run down your leaders. Of course, this is the season finale. If you're just tuning in, this is the season finale of the Sim Wrap Market National Series here from Homestead Miami Speedway on iRacing. Winner takes all. You see the 4 drivers highlighted in yellow. Those are your championship leaders, or your championship contenders, excuse me. And the highest championship contender at the end of the race will be crowned your champion. And right now, Cedric Hunter in this 13 machine is in the catbird seat, currently your championship leader. But a lot of racing left, as we are coming to 32 laps to go. And we still have to round of green flag pit stops about to come out as well. Now my only question is, who is going to be the first one to lead everybody down on the pit road? If I was somebody like, well, there they are. Here they come. Our first couple drivers, Jason Hastings and Chris Bishop, both down on pit road. And if I was somebody like Warren Kyle Keith, I would force the hand now. I would come down pit road, get that service done, and force everybody else to run it out. Speaking of which, Warren Kyle Keith looking down to the inside of Craig Parks as they come down the front stretch and into turn number 1. He's able to complete the pass. He's going to move up into the 7th position. Now who's going to come down pit road next? It's going to be the 77 of Craig Lautenschlager. Josh Logovitz's going to come down pit road as well. Here comes Craig Parks down on the pit road. So our first championship driver to come down pit road was the 49 of Jason Hastings. Craig Lautenschlager followed suit. And here comes Cedric Hunter now down on the pit road. Eric Schaefer following as well as Warren Kyle Keith is going to stay out on the racetrack. As the sun starts to set here, racetrack starting to cool off just a little bit. Speeds are going to be picking up. See that weather here, and the track temperature now has dropped down to 83 degrees as Lawson peels off on the pit road. Brandon Banks follows suit. Here comes Cedric Hunter still on pit road. What was his pit time here? He got a 14.8. So Warren Kyle Keith is going to take over the lead of the race. Get that weather off the screen. Does Warren Kyle Keith come down pit road this time? Oh, you hear him clutching. Keith trying to make a strategy play here. Saving fuel. Josh Logovitz goes right on by. Here comes Craig Parks to the outside as well. think Warren Kyle Keith is going to try. That would explain why he fell back so far on that run. Maybe he's been saving since the beginning and trying to steal one here tonight without having to pit again. Unfortunately for him right now, his last time by, he ran a 35.33. Cedric Hunter ran a 33.65, so 2 seconds a lap faster. With 26 laps to go and a 26-second lead, that interval is not going to last. Cedric Hunter will run the 21 down. But we've also seen the 21 save fuel before to get a win in a fuel mileage race. Sometimes you just have to do something a little different. And that is what Warren Kyle Keith is doing right now. Again, he does not have to win the race. He just has to stay ahead of Cedric Hunter to win the championship here tonight. And if this goes green all the way, it's going to be a close battle here to the checker flag as Warren Kyle Keith continues to try to save fuel. And I can't believe that he's going to be able to save, was it about 15 laps of fuel. As you can see, 23 laps to go as they cross the line that time by. Meanwhile, Cedric Hunter, Craig Lautenschlager run back third and fourth, both teammates of Warren Kyle Keith. Fortunately, there can be only one champion, but these three want it for themselves. You see Brandon Banks right there behind Craig Lautenschlager starting to run down the 77. Meanwhile, Lawson Peel comes down across the stripe, and he's got an 18-second gap up to Warren Kyle Keith, who continues to save fuel. See Jesse Whittington here just came off of pit road. You see him just going right on by Warren Kyle Keith, like Keith was standing still. "20 laps to go. And Keith still has an 18, make that 17-second gap over third place Cedric Hunter, who is the other championship hopeful here tonight. Craig Lautenschlager runs back in fifth. Jason Hastings runs back in eighth. But as we've seen here in the Simrat Market National Series, anything can happen. Wilder things have happened here. And Keith just trying to steal one here on fuel mileage. But I don't think it's going to work, as Cedric Hunter now 15 seconds behind with 19 laps to go. Jesse Whittington just set the fastest lap of the race with a 33.36. Put that in perspective, Warren Kyle Keith's last time by ran a 35.50. So over 2 seconds a lap quicker, Jesse Whittington just ran than Warren Kyle Keith, and that is why Warren Kyle Keith is losing ground to Lawson Peel, who sits back in second. And as we can see on the ticker, Brad Titus has retired from the race. Jesse Whittington currently back on pit road. Lawson Peel has a 2.5 second lead over third place Cedric Hunter. Brandon Banks right there trying to run down Cedric Hunter. Craig Lautenschlager right here in the mix as well, not going anywhere. Trying to get back to Cedric Hunter. As Warren Kyle Keith comes off of turn number 2, and as we come across the stripe, this time we'll have just 15 laps to go. Not just in the race, but in the season. Can Warren Kyle Keith make this strategy work? Or is Cedric Hunter or Craig Lautenschlager going to be able to run him down? And one of them win the championship here tonight. Brandon Banks currently running down the 13 of Cedric Hunter. And if these two get side by side, this could be the break that Warren Kyle Keith needs to slow down Cedric Hunter to keep his championship alive. Now the gap from Warren Kyle Keith to Lawson Peel is under 6 seconds. As Peel continues to lap about a second a lap quicker. So Lawson Peel should be able to catch Warren Kyle Keith in the next 5 laps or so. You see the lights are now on here at Homestead, Miami. See Warren Kyle Keith just coming off a turn at number 4. As we have just 12 laps to go here from Homestead, Miami, where we're going to crown a champion. Meanwhile, Brandon Banks has caught the 13 of Cedric Hunter. It's right there on the back bumper of the 13 machine. Doesn't quite have the momentum to try to make a move here. But those two side by side is exactly what Warren Kyle Keith wants to see as they go down into turn number 1. That gap back to Lawson Peel is now just 3 seconds. With 10 laps to go. The interval back to Cedric Hunter is 6 seconds. Banks still not able to pull alongside that 13 machine. Now under 6 seconds from Keith back to Cedric Hunter. As you see the 54 of Brandon Banks now right there on the back bumper of Cedric Hunter going down into turn number 1. Again, as much as Warren Keith wants to win the race here tonight, he does not have to win the race to win the championship, as we see Lawson Peel now. That interval is under a second. And Warren Keith continues to shut the car off and try to save as much fuel as he can. Does he have enough laps? Does he have enough fuel? Again, we know Lawson Peel is going to drive right on by. Warren Keith knows that. We'll probably give him the line going down into turn at number 1. Now the only thing he's got to look for is that 3-second gap back to Cedric Hunter. Oh, issues for Craig Parks. He's crashed. He has reset those, so we do not go yellow. We stay green. Take a look to see what happened to Craig Parks here. It looks like just him and Jason Hastings both kind of overdriving the car, and that gets Parks all out of shape. Loses it down. Catches the outside wall again. Right in front of Chris Bishop, and the caution did not come out. Coming to 5 laps to go. The gap now to Cedric Hunter is under 2 seconds as Hunter and Brandon Banks continue to run nose to tail here off of turn number 2. Warren Keith was back last on pit road on lap 61. And I'm sure these tires right now are crying. As we have 4 laps to go, 1 second separates Warren Keith and Cedric Hunter for the championship. You see just how close it is. Coming to 3 laps to go. Hunter has so much more speed than that 21 as they come off of turn number 4. And here comes Brandon Banks down to the inside of Cedric Hunter. They're going to go side by side. Warren Keith gets the bump there. Gets sent up the racetrack, almost into the outside wall. Able to hang on to it. And Keith's going to fall all the way back to 4th. And that's going to give the championship lead to Cedric Hunter with just 2 laps to go. Lawson Peel out in front right now. Coming off of turn number 2. As Cedric Hunter now sits back in the 2nd place. But that's all he has to do here to win a championship. As Warren Keith has now fallen back to 4th. Greg Lautenschlager running down the 77 machine. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Lawson Peel. 1 lap to go for Cedric Hunter. Peel makes his way off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch for the final time. Has a comfortable 3-second lead over second place Cedric Hunter. Down into turn number 3. As he comes off of turn number 4, Lawson Peel will be your winner. Cedric Hunter is gonna be your champion here in the Sim Wrap Market National Series. What a race. Lawson Peel and Brandon Banks come celebrate with each other on the backstretch as they go 1-2. Cedric Hunter again gets the championship. A little bumps there between Lawson and Hunter. As both drivers are going to come down on the front stretch and celebrate. Lawson Peel celebrating the win. And Cedric Hunter celebrating the championship. The drivers here get their celebrations underway. And we will, while we get our top 3 down into the waiting room, we'll have a quick word for the last time from our series sponsor, SimWrapMarket.com. Well, we're going to start things off a little differently here tonight. We're going to start off with our second place finisher, Brandon Banks. Pull him in real quick. Brandon, you got Josh on the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. Great run here. Coming home P2 here behind your teammate. Great run for you guys here tonight. We saw a lot of different strategies as far as when to come down pit road. Maybe trying to save fuel, trying to steal one. Did you guys have a strategy coming in here tonight when you knew you were going to come down for that final pit stop, or were you just kind of seeing if any cautions came out or kind of wing it there at the end?
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of debating on trying to stretch it there. I think we needed probably an extra 6 laps or so, and honestly, I think the pace would have to slow down way too much. And I've gotten beaten way too many times trying to save fuel, so I didn't think that was the way to go. And it seemed like everyone was pretty much, except for Warren, I think, was pretty much running about the same pace. So we didn't really feel like we just pretty much had to get up front and just kind of maintain our lead up there, and it all would have kind of worked itself out. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of sucks in field strategy races, but I guess hey, it was a lot of fun. We just come in here and have a good time anyway.
For sure. These cars look like such a blast to drive here, especially at Homestead, Miami. You have so many different choices, high lane, low lane, and a lot of respect and give and take out there tonight. I saw you and Cedric having a great battle there at the end. You were able to run him down, just wasn't able to pass him. Was on the worn tires, was it just a little bit harder to pass cars there at the end?
Honestly, I was just kind of being pretty respectful to him. I knew he was racing for a championship. Him and Warren and Craig and all them, Jason. We just kind of wanted to get in here and just have a good time tonight. I didn't want to get in the way of anything, and just kind of pick away at when we could make a pass, we'd make it and make sure we didn't affect anything. So that's all that was. I probably could have got a little more aggressive with him. Maybe if I actually ran in here, we would have tried to do a little something different. But that was really more of a respect thing.
Well, again, a great run here tonight, Brandon, coming home P2 behind Lawson. I know you didn't really have much for him there at the end. He seemed to be the class of the field, but again,
Yeah.
congratulations on the runner-up. Before we let you go, though, anyone you want to thank? Any shout-outs you got to give here tonight?
No, yeah, congrats to Lawson. Like I said, he's tough to beat anywhere, much less here. This is probably his best track. So I mean, just to be able to see him at the end is a win to me. But yeah, you guys that put on the broadcast and Jesse and everybody that does everything, Logan, Simrap Market, all those guys for sponsoring the league. It's been a lot of fun. Kind of hate to see it go. Like I said, maybe sometime down the road we'll get it going again or something and get this group back together. Because when we first started this league down here, they had a really good group of guys, and kind of hate to see it all kind of fall apart like it did. But hey, I'm kind of glad the people that stuck around and had a good time, the races we could race in here. And like I said, congrats to everybody, Cedric for the championship, and then we'll move on.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully down the road we'll talk to you again.
All right, man. Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
So that was your second place finisher, Brandon Banks. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, Lawson Peel. Lawson, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Man, a great run for you tonight. Kind of the class of the field, but you and Eric Schaefer trading blows early in the race, and seemed like that last run you kind of had everything together and able to gap the field and pull away. Talk about how the track changed there that allowed you to gap everybody as opposed to how tightly you were racing there at the end of the race.
Yeah, I actually thought the car drove pretty good. It started off a little free and it built tight, so I personally liked that. And you could um, manipulate your builds based on how you were driving it, and just always enjoyed racing at this track. And all the lines are viable, and you can kind of just go where the guy you're racing's not going. And I just have a lot of fun doing that. So was curious to see if we were going to be able to make it on fuel there, but it's just a little too much for me to try. But was surprised that Warren came really that close to pulling it off. I think the race is a few laps shorter, or tank's a half a gallon or a gallon bigger. Maybe the outcome's a little different there. But yeah, just tried to put two good stints there together and hit a good green flag stop and just make smooth laps. It was kind of just all about being smooth and steady there. So enjoyed the way the car drove there, and enjoyed battling with my teammate Eric Schaefer there for a little bit. And congratulations to Cedric on the championship.
Yeah, talking about the different lines and everything and how this pit stops rolled out. It seemed like the first driver that is going to come down pit roads of the leaders was kind of bait everybody down on the pit road. Were you kind of trying to see what everybody else was doing there for strategy, or were you just kind of? I know Brandon said you guys were kind of debating what your strategy would be there.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of committed to the green flag pit stop from the get go, and I had in mind I wanted to pit about lap 100. Ended up going a couple of laps past that just because I felt like I could afford it, with having a good lead and just being able to see when those two or three cars that were behind me were coming in. They ran up until maybe one or two laps before me, so just added a lap or two after they went in and went on in, and I think that worked pretty good. So yeah.
Well, an awesome job here tonight, getting the win, class of the field, as I mentioned, and man, it's sad to see this league go, but getting the final win of the season, that feels pretty good too. So before we let you go, anyone want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, thanks to you in the booth and everybody in Intensity for doing the broadcast. Thanks to Jesse and Logan for putting on the league and all the work they do. And it really enjoyed getting to come down and run a few races this season with the guys. And yeah, just a lot of fun. So thanks to my Drinking Bros teammates and Paul's Setup Shop and everybody that watched tonight.
Awesome, man. I know Tony Kiv in the chat there says congratulations. He was rooting for you the whole time. So, again, congrats on the win. And hopefully down the road, we'll talk to you again sometime.
Yeah, appreciate it, Tony. I'll talk to you in a minute, and I appreciate it, Josh. Thank you.
Have a great night.
See you.
Finally, we'll talk to who is our third place finisher, but our series champion, Cedric Hunter. Cedric, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do, man. How's it going?
Man, it's going well. Not as good as you're doing right now. Getting the championship in the final race here in the SimRap Market National Series. Man, talk about your strategy through the race, because it seemed like you and your three teammates were battling it out, but kind of just three different strategies there at the end.
Yeah, for sure. I guess what my plan kind of coming into tonight was use the first two stages of kind of just like a feel for how the last run is going to go, and I felt really, really good about my my long run pace. And unfortunately, I guess we never really had technically a long run. I mean, we had like 30 lap runs, but yeah, I just knew that coming kind of to the end of those 30 lap runs, I was way faster than I feel like pretty much everybody on the track. So I knew that that was going to be the period of of time that I was going to start pulling away from people right before pit stops. And I really was expecting Warren to go with the strategy that he was. So kudos to him for making it actually last and getting to the line. It was really, really close coming down to it. And it was getting me pretty nervous. Obviously, losing that exact same way last week, I really didn't want to make the exact same mistake. So happy to be able to run him down tonight. And I don't know, man. It was a hard fought race. I was sweating by the end of it. So great job to Craig, great job to Warren, great job to Jason as well. It was a good race tonight. It was good to see a few of those Cup guys out here as well. And I kind of figured going into this race that I guess if you have bad blood with anybody, right, it was going to show in this race. And I'm not, other than the Texas thing, I'm not quite sure what I did to Schaefer, but at one point, I guess I don't know what he was trying to do, whether it was just slow or if he was intentionally just backing me up. But it definitely made it interesting during that run. So yeah, good win to Lawson. And
Yeah, talk about your teammate there. I mean, three of you were in the same room. Did Warren tell you that he was going to try that run, and did it kind of shock you that he was going to go that route?
Yeah, I mean, it for sure shocked me, because I think when we came off pit road, when we got the green, there was about 66-ish laps to go or something like that. So I figured that there was no way anybody was going to stretch it that far, and he didn't really tell us. So my plan was just to split it right down the middle, or as close to it as possible, kind of try and pit a lap after whoever was around me, and that's kind of what I did, I guess, with Craig. And then at one point, give or take about 20 laps into that run, I looked back and I saw Warren was like 6 seconds behind. I asked him if he was saving fuel, and he said he was, and I thought for sure there was no chance that was going to work. So, I mean, I don't know how he did it, but he saved 6 or 7 laps of fuel. So it was good efforts. He almost pulled that one out of the bag.
Yeah, from my calculations, he went 69 laps on
okay.
What tank of fuel right there. So, but
okay, yeah,
incredible. But man, like I said, you got the win here tonight. You got the championship, and it all worked out in your favor. I know you were racing real hard with Brandon. I heard you thanking him for the respect out there. Didn't seem like it was an easy one for you out there. It seemed like everybody was racing you real hard. Everybody was racing hard there, so it was a great race to watch. And again, congratulations on the championship here tonight.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Huge shout out to the admins and all the guys showing up for, I guess, these races. It's kind of been in the solid core there. From, I would say, the maybe around the start of the playoffs, I guess, to now. So thank you to everybody for showing up. It was a good season. It was a long season. I'm kind of glad that it's over now, but I'm happy. Obviously, champion is pretty cool to say. It's been a while since I won a championship in any league. So, I just found out, I guess, during the driver meeting that I guess whoever wins the championship gets a trophy. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully in a couple of weeks. So, thank you to the admins, thank you to the league, thank you to the drivers, thank you to you, Josh, for everything that you do, man. It's much appreciated. I'm looking forward to seeing what this league has in store for next season.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the league championship. Hopefully, we'll see something in the league again, either next season or down the road, and hopefully, we'll get to talk to you again soon. So, again, congratulations one more time, and enjoy your victory.
I appreciate it, Josh. Thank you. Have a good night.
You as well. There you have it, Cedric Hunter, your champion here tonight in the Sim Wrap Market National Series season finale. And that's going to do it for us here tonight from Homestead, Miami. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight and all season long. We do appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget, we got racing Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays still, and coming back on Sundays in a couple weeks. So hit that little notification bell. So, anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting, we've got dirt racing, we've got short tracks, we've got late models, we've got modifieds. We'll have street stocks coming up again on Sundays. So, lots of great racing here on Intensity Broadcasting. So hit that little button so you know anytime we go live. And again, we want to thank all of our great partners here that make this possible, including SimWrap Market for the season sponsorship. We do appreciate them coming on board for the series sponsorship. iRacing makes paints made easy. Check them out at the link below at simwrapmarket.com. Of course, our website, you can check out us over at intensityracing.com for all your racing needs. If you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today from intensityracing.com. Of course, our great partner over at Butt Kicker as well for all your gaming haptic needs. Check out thebuttkicker.com. That's going to do it again for us here tonight. Thank you for joining us all season long. We do appreciate everybody tuning in, whether it's live or after the fact. We really do appreciate it. And as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over.